Welcome to my first
ad read. Also first time using this. Don't know how well it works. Let's see. Welcome to my first ad read. Also first time using this.
For the rest of this video, it will be my camera's audio. It's not the best, but it's way better than that.
My channel is sponsored by a website called Wildflower Sex. Now I cannot use that word because of YouTube demonetization purposes. Not like I have a big channel or anything, but for the rest of this ad read, I'm going to say sax, like saxophone, instead of the word that I need to say because it's in the actual website name. So go check them out. Their link is in the description for you guys. They are a sexual wellness company. I definitely recommend checking them out. And if you purchase anything through my link, then I will get part of that commission. So you would be supporting me. It would be great.
So let's talk
More
more.
about Wildflower Saxophone.
First, I'll tell you
About what I've purchased from there so far. I haven't had a lot of money the last few years, but when I discovered them, it was probably 2 years ago, honestly. And I purchased a couple of items, one of which I have never even opened out of the box yet. It is this guy.
Yeah, nope, this is way too much to show at the beginning of the video. I will show you guys what this is at the end, okay?
But yeah, the other thing that I purchased on their website are some period cups. They're silicone, and it's really great for if you want to reduce your carbon footprint in the environment. They are used for replacements in feminine products, so it's very uncomfortable at first. It's really interesting. If you guys want me to make a video about that, let me know, because I definitely did watch a lot of YouTubers who made videos about the period cups, because it is so interesting, especially when you're first getting into them. You want to hear every single woman's input about it. So yeah, let me know if you want me to make a video about that. I think I might, actually. But these period cups I got from Wildflower are really, really high quality. They're the perfect size for me. I think that I did get the teenage ones just because it was my first time ever trying them. I think that they work better for me. Anyway, they have all different shapes and sizes on their website of period cups and toys. So let's get more into the website itself. I'm gonna scroll through here and show you guys. So
Right off the bat,
the website is extremely inclusive. I absolutely love it. That's the first thing that really drew me in to this website. Was not only do they talk about saxophone wellness, but they talk about inclusivity and how you can learn how to be more inclusive and things like that. Here's one example of something called the NB.
if you scroll down, it will tell you
What it is good for, what it's best used for, and
if you scroll even more.
you get some pretty detailed, pretty honest, and great reviews, which, I don't know, for me it's nice to see honest reviews on a website, but not only that, it's pretty dang entertaining to, if you never have, go through the reviews of saxophone toys. Yeah, that's pretty fun. Anyway, my favorite part about this website isn't even the toys and the inclusivity, it is the articles that they give you about saxophone education. It's so hard to keep remembering to say saxophone, but saxophone education. So you go to this tab, and there's tons of articles about gender, how-to guides, relationships, sax and body positivity, toys and tools, and my favorite I found, mental health. Super helpful. It's so wonderful to see an adult website that promotes saxophone wellness and education rather than just trying to throw stuff at you to buy constantly. These things are so important. Educating yourself and being inclusive and mental health. So let's take a look at some of the articles that are offered under this tab. The first article is Your Goals for the New Year, and then the second is The Virginity Myth, third, Mindfulness plus Sax, 50 Ways to be an Ally to Transgender People, which that seems like a great read, right? Rethinking Sax and Disability, which also a great read. Very educational and very inclusive. 8 Ways to Explore Sexuality.
No bad.
Sax positivity, setting your goals for the new year, and my favorite article to see as someone with a mental illness myself, 11 tips on supporting a partner with mental illness. Now, remember you can click the link in the description and go read any of these articles, but I'd love to read through this one for you. Consider shopping around the site. Again, my affiliate link is in the description below. This is my first sponsorship affiliation, so it's really cool to be making this. And if you can't spend money right now, I fully understand. Check out the site anyway and read the articles that they have to offer, because it's never too late to learn new things. It's so important, and you can improve your knowledge about your bodies and everyone else's bodies around you, and how to be more respectful, how to interpret things, and how to be more positive about your body. This website is literally made for that. It is called Wildflower Sax, a saxophone wellness website. They are a company based on saxophone wellness. Basically, I think this is a really good article to be on my channel, because I have a mental illness myself, and I think it's really important for us as people to better ourselves and to educate ourselves on mental illness, so that we can better be aware of our surroundings, of the people in our lives, whether they're family, friends, or you happen to have a partner with a mental illness. This is really something that is good to know. Throughout the past couple years especially, I've learned a lot about myself, and educating myself about my mental illness is one of the ways that has helped me get better. So even if you don't suffer with mental illness, it's important to learn about so that you can support the people around you. I'm going to read you guys this article. 11 ways to support a partner with a mental illness. It is good to hear for some people who've never heard some just blatant advice, like something like this, an article about it.
When you have a partner
Living with mental illness, all you want for them is to be well. However, it can take a lot of trial and error to get certain mental conditions under manageable control. Nearly 1 in 5 Americans suffer with some form of mental illness, and without the right treatment, it can cause chaos in a relationship.
How do you deal in a
Partnership when you're supporting a partner who is affected? Here are some tips on navigating the storm.
It's not personal.
First things first, mental illness is not personal. As your partner battles the ups and downs, these fluctuations in mood and attitude can be upsetting for a partner to experience. However, just as much as these fluctuations may hurt you, your partner is most likely hurting from experiencing them too.
Don't allow mental illness
To run your relationship by getting sucked into blaming one another. Just see it as another challenge you'll be facing together.
Encourage your
To
partner.
get the help they need. It's vital to encourage your partner to seek professional help for their mental health if they aren't already. Hoping for the best or assuming it will pass can be dangerous and may cause long-term or irreversible damage.
Take an active and
Realistic approach to mental health care, just like you would to a physical ailment. Not only will your partner benefit from professional treatment, you can learn from mental health professional what your role in your partner's treatment plan can look like. If health information or medical costs are a concern, look into free state programs or reach out to individual providers about pro bono offerings. It can take some time to find what you're looking for, but will be worth the search. If your partner is hesitant to seek help, suggest that you come with them to offer support. You can't force someone to get help unless they are a threat to themselves or others.
educate yourself.
Gaining a deeper insight into what your partner is experiencing is necessary in helping them on their journey to recovery. It's now easier than ever to educate yourself on specific aspects of mental illness from the vast collections of books available, blogs, subreddits, and websites dedicated to documenting experiences.
First-hand accounts
Be
can be
especially helpful if your partner doesn't have the best way with words when trying to describe their experiences.
when looking for specific
Medical information, stick to legitimate sites like WebMD, Mayo Clinic, and Medline Plus. This is really interesting because it took me
years to find a group.
group on Facebook for CPTSD, and at first it was helpful and then it wasn't, because it was just a bunch of people in their worst mental states posting about it. And for me, who was also in my worst mental state, it was triggering to always see other people just like me. But then once I started my healing process, it became helpful again, because it's really helpful knowing you aren't alone, and all of the thoughts and horrible feelings you feel, most likely other people have felt them or have felt similar to them. And that was something that was helpful for me. I mean, obviously it's really sad, but it also helps me and encourages me to continue making content about this stuff and educating other people about it, because it can be helped. We can help each other. It's so important to be loving and accepting of people, especially when they're in their worst mental states, because that is how they get out of it, is by being accepted and supported and told that they are okay and having love. It's so important. Anyway, don't get hung up on labels. Certain words, like depression, can be scary and can have a lot of social weight around them. Though it's important to be educated and mindful about the realities of your partner's mental illness, try not to get bogged down by the labels. Understand that your partner is not defined by their illness and they are still the person you love and admire. That's really important too.
Even just friends and
family. You have to understand that it does not define them. You know, the jokes that people make these days about how people make certain things define them. I think that's more so like with personality traits. You can't necessarily say a mental illness defines somebody or that they've made it define them. If somebody talks about something a lot, they're probably doing it for a reason, either reaching out for help or trying desperately to educate you or the people around them about what they're going through. And often when the people around them do not want to even think about their mental illness or health, they want to point at them and say, hey, you're trying to get attention, which is just, nobody in their right mind would exploit a mental illness and make it their entire life if it truly isn't. Like, I cannot explain to you enough how much complex PTSD basically runs my life, and that is not a joke. That is an actual living nightmare that I have to live through every day and try to get better from every single day. And yes, I'm growing from it. Yes, I'm getting better, but it will never go away. And that's not me saying it defines my life. That's not me latching on to something as an excuse. That is literally what mental illness is. So yeah, anybody who tries to say that it's for attention or whatever it is, it's like, it's a bigot boomer view. I'm sorry. If you don't want to even think about mental health and mental wellness being important for humanity in general, then you're a bigot boomer. And you have got to educate yourself. I mean, or you're just going to be surrounded by people who are just like you for the rest of your life. And that's okay. I still accept you, but I will not be friends with you or be able to have a real conversation with you. Anyway, stick to a routine. Routines are a great way to balance mental illness, giving a sense of independence and purpose to your partner. They can be a smart way to incorporate medication, regular eating, and healthy sleep patterns, as well as help you identify when something is off about your partner. Support the development of a healthy routine by developing a schedule, creating to-do lists, or setting calendar reminders on your smartphones. Pick up some healthy habits together. Expanding on the idea of a routine,
daily exercise
proven to be hugely beneficial for those living with mental health issues. It can also be a great bonding experience and a fun way to spend face time with your partner every day. Studies on the link between clean eating and improved mental health have boomed in our society's current wellness craze, and for good reason. Cutting sugar and lowering your intake of processed foods can vastly improve your mood. Furthermore, the added time spent putting together healthy, thoughtful meals is just more quality time with your
partner. Get into the weekday
meal prep habit and enjoy cooking meals at home more often. Break typical relationship rules. There is not a one-size-fits-all model for dealing with mental illness, so feel free to make the rules of your partnership as you go. Regularly adjusting your needs to fit your personal circumstances can be vastly beneficial instead of trying to fit yourself into the box of how you think relationships should be. This can include living or sleeping arrangements, time spent together, or financial responsibility. Exploring some form of open relationship has worked for some, especially if your partner's sex drive is lowered due to their medication. Oh, I didn't like that. I didn't like that. Let's move on. I'm just not an open relationship type of person. If you are, I accept you. I'm not judging you. I just personally could never be in an open relationship. I get uncomfortable thinking about it because I'm just super monogamous and super lovey, and yeah, I want to be the only woman Communicate openly. Open communication means speaking your truth, actively listening, and having respect for one another's feelings. Encourage your partner to communicate how they feel, no matter how messy or complicated it may seem, and offer to do the same for them. Communication is essential in working together to manage mental illness. This can include checking in throughout the day via texts or weekly check-ins to discuss the goals and intentions for the following week.
Take care of yourself.
Partnership can be stressful, even without mental illness playing a role. The urge to take on everything and ignore your own well-being can be a hard dynamic to break, but it's important to stop this way of thinking. The relationship stress of mental illness goes both ways, and it's important to take time to yourself to unwind and recharge. Without quality self-care, you won't be any use to yourself or your partner. This could be as simple as enjoying some quiet time with a book, treating yourself to a massage. I've never had a professional massage, maybe one day. Or going out for a walk alone. Self-care can be practiced in many different ways, but the common goal is making oneself feeling energized, grounded, and ready to take on a challenge.
Seek out your own support.
It's easy to deplete your own inner resources when providing emotional support to a partner with mental illness, leaving you feeling unsupported through your own struggles. Seek out your own support if your partner isn't in a position to provide it. This can be in the form of spousal support groups, private counseling sessions, or talking to trusted family and friends. Not only can this help blow off some steam, professional advice can help you deal with stress as well as teach you vital communication techniques.
It is not your
Responsibility to fix your partner. As a partner to someone dealing with mental illness, you are here to support, not to fix. Ultimately, they are the ones responsible for their own progress. You are simply helping guide them down a path they need to walk themselves. Setting up boundaries to avoid enabling or codependency by deciding how much you want to contribute towards their recovery. I should say set up boundaries. Anyway, avoid placing yourself in a situation where your partner gives you the responsibility for the management of their illness. You want to be supportive, not make them dependent on you. Although patience is key when it comes to getting mental health issues under control, it is also okay to understand your own limits and when the relationship may not be working for you anymore. This is still a partnership that requires equal effort from everyone involved, and if your needs aren't being met, it's okay to evaluate whether you want the relationship to continue. At the end, it lists some resources for mental health awareness and help. I'm going to list all of those below underneath the link to the website and article itself. This was a very important article to share with my channel. Maybe you've seen the article before, I don't know. Maybe you've heard of this website before, but you probably haven't. It's kind of a new thing. I heard of it a few years ago and became an affiliate a few years ago, and I think maybe one person has used my link because I've had it on my linktree in all of my other links. By the way, I have other links. If you want to check those out, they will be in my linktree below as well. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for educating yourself about mental illness, and if you're new to my channel, please subscribe to my channel and give this video a like if you made it this far. It would mean so much to me to see that people like this and enjoy me talking about mental health, because that is, I think, my life plan. Sponsored by wildflowersex.com. Please check them out. I'm affiliated with them, so anything you purchase from them, I will get a commission from them. They are a very, very great website, so check them out. It would mean so much to me. They promote sexual wellness and health and education, so why wouldn't you want to support a website like that? It's wonderful. Now, I will say, I bought this without having any experience with said item. I'll show you up close. You can read it. Here, I'll show you this side. Yeah, I have no experience in any way, shape, or form doing anything remotely like this. Let's just say, without me giving any detail, I have no experience doing anything in that area. Don't know why I bought this. I think it's something that I might bust open when, oh god, that's a terrible way to say it. Something I might bring out when I am in a committed relationship. You know, it's healthy, things are going well, and we want to try new things. But otherwise, this is not something that your girl wants to try out completely on her own as a single woman. Don't think that's possible. I literally haven't even opened this, so maybe one day I will. Have a good day, good night, good evening. Bye.
Happy endings undo all our suffering. I missed you, my darling.
them, which means which means any purchase that you guys use, me trying to script this is not working. Okay, went the wrong way. If your partner is hesitant to seek help, oh gosh, they want to point at them and say, hey, you're trying to get attention. Anyway. This is inappropriate and I'm taking it down. Not for this video. Testing? Testing? Yeah, I think so. Okay.